Welcome to the Sunday Pulse. This is Rich Lieberman. We're live on YouTube. And one of the reasons why you come here is you want transparency, right? You want some degree of what's going on, buy into all the various Bay Area media whims and so forth. Well, we have something today that, frankly, I hadn't planned on broadcasting today. I was going to take a day off, but this matter is worthy of discussion, or at least getting into a discussion. And that is on the Giants KNBR broadcast, right? The pregame broadcast. We now have, whether it's official or unofficial, Glen Kuiper. Glen Kuiper, yes, he, one of the Kyper brothers, the younger brother of Dwayne Kyper, and also Jeff Kyper, who is a producer for Giants broadcasts on their cable outlet, NBC Sports Bay Area. But this is about Glen Kuiper. More importantly, this is about the fact that Glen Kuiper, who you may remember was fired by the A's, the Oakland A's, back in May of 2023 for using the N-word, the famous, infamous, if you will, broadcast on a Friday night in which he used the N-word and didn't apologize, and then he did, and then it was very hastened. And anyway, he was let go by the A's a couple of weeks later. Now all of a sudden he turns up on the Giants KNBR pregame show. And here's the thing. I didn't hear the broadcast, the interview more apropos that he did with Marty Lurie on Saturday. Okay. I did hear the broadcast interview he did today with a guy I've never heard of before. I don't even know his name. He's one of these guys that they're rotating. That's another story. And nothing about the circumstances regarding his dismissal from the A's. Nobody asked him, hey, you want to explain yourself, Glenn? You want to give us the light as to what you said, whether it was an accident, just give us something. Nobody asked him. I don't know about Marty Lurie. I've tried to contact Marty through the Giants and so forth. Have been unable to get a hold of him. So this is kind of a sneaky situation, if you ask me. Now, personally, would I hire Glen Kuiper again? I probably would. I don't know. I'm not in that position. But to put him on and into this, basically what was a trial balloon, and just sneak him into the arena on a broadcast, not actually the play-by-play, but the pregame. And apparently he's been down in Arizona for 3 weeks now. So a couple of things here. I don't like the fact that nobody asked him. And was probably he telling folks that he wasn't going to address that at all. Interesting. So you just kind of put him in and not say anything about that. That's not cool, in my book, at least. Second thing is, there's some inner working here by Dwayne Kyper, the oldest of all the Kyper brothers. And I'm sure he had a lot to do with his younger brother being hired. Now, I don't know if this is a KNBR deal. I don't know if this is the Giants, but I do know, I would assume pretty much, that one entity had to okay it and the other entity had also had to okay it. I think this is more of a Giants situation than KNBR, Cumulus. And this is um, Dwayne Kyper helping out his brother. Again, little nepotism, of course. But the manner, again, hiring Glen Kuiper, it's not the end of the world. The manner in which it's been done, that's something that stinks to high heaven in my book. Now, I don't know. This is just making itself in the domain now. Okay. Uh, Apparently, about a week and a half ago, some obscure KNBR people mentioned this, and then they backtracked, and then the Giants said, no, 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 we didn't hire Glen Kuiper. And then all of a sudden we hear him on a pregame. Now he's not play-by-play, at least for now, but I'm being told that down the road that he's going to do some broadcasts on television when they need people because of Dave Fleming constantly leaving for events, his ESPN duties. You have Kruk and Kype frequently take time off and don't travel on the road, at least Kruko. And you have frequent time off for John Miller. So this is a very convenient hire, if indeed he's been formally hired. I don't have an issue. Ultimately, that's up to you guys and the public and so forth of hiring a guy like Glen Kuiper. But the manner in which this has been done is kind of sneaky. So whether or not there's going to be pushback, whether or not there's going to be a lot of people saying, hey, wait a minute, what are we doing here? This has got a lot of fingerprints on it. You got the Giants, you've got Major League Baseball, you've got KNBR, and you've got NBC Bay Area, the sports. So again, a lot of it will be determined by your reaction, the public at will. Okay. And will there be a brouhaha? Will there be pushback? 50-50 in my book. But again, the manner in which this has been executed, to me, again, doesn't smell right. And there are a lot of people involved in this. And, I've been told countless times, this is even before the Glen Kuiper controversy with the N-word, with the A's broadcast, way before that Dwayne Kyper, I have to get my Kypers right. There are a lot of Kypers here. Dwayne Kyper is a very, very, very powerful figure, okay, who has been battling with issues of his own, an enormous amount of personal tragedies, his ongoing health situation. He lost his wife and dealing with a lot of things. He even told people, which I reported and still stand by the way, last year, that he was very seriously considering retiring. Didn't say he was going to formally retire. And I didn't report that. I said that he was telling people that he was most likely thinking about, or at least leaving, retirement. And one of the issues, I'm certain, that got in this sort of entanglement was the situation involving his brother, who had a very messy divorce from broadcasting. Made some people, myself included, stated probably cost him his career. But now you have this. Again, I don't wish anybody their livelihood, career based on that incident with Glen Kuiper. On the other hand, there's never been an explanation. The fact that he hasn't talked about it, at least publicly, he said he, apologized, but then We don't hear anything. And then the manner in which he apparently is now involved to some degree in the Giants broadcast setup is kind of weird at best. I hate using the term weird, but this is kind of, the manner in which it's done, the fact that nobody asked him at least, including Marty Lurie. Apparently, I haven't heard the whole broadcast. And then this guy, whoever he is, that was on the air on Sunday, some guy named Walter. I never heard of the guy, but nobody asked Kyper, Glen Kuiper, could he expound upon the events leading up to or that night in Kansas City back in May of 2023. Not a word. Please subscribe to my channel, YouTube, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.